Hello, everyone.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Bobby, how are you?
You're good? Good. Um, so uh, we we are let's sorry, let me grab something. I forgot. So sorry for being a little bit late, and um, so I had a conversation with uh Ron Chun Yu this morning. So we had a little bit discussions about what we'd like to pursue in the near future, which is about the white paper. So I think the goal for this white paper structure is we like to break down to a different system configuration. So ultimately is breaking down into different type of electrical channel, so that uh, every member in this group will be able to um, provide some thoughts about in the different cases, in especially in the optics. So, for example, the electrical channel is all about it's about 200G, right? And people who working on the CPO level, they may be able to addressing the design from maybe using a UCIe to a 200G channel, or they want to break it down into a on the different layers, for example, the data layers or something, or um, even just using an SSR to drive different things like that. So you can working on the CPO solutions, or you can do something like a different driver, for example, an MR styles, and you maybe wanted to vision situations that an MR style could work, and the electrical channel, the last one could be the LR, then maybe that would go through the PCB more traditional styles of the pluggable. So I would think each one of them would have its own pros and cons. Um, and and my hope is every members, because since all the company were working on different solutions, you may have a different visions of how things to working on, specifically that uh, that the for the UA link, even it can connect to 1024 device, maximum 1024 device. There might be a solution, the situation that it is not connecting to 1024. You know, if your solution is more suitable for a smaller size, then you can address a different situation. So um, what we like to do next is we will try to invite people from UA Link to come talk with us about their uh, their idea of the of how the system would look like. You know how they envision the system would connect it, because there's so many pages in the UA link, and it's hard to visualize. You know how the system architect like to build the uh, all these kind of pots accordingly. Um, any thought about this? Any recommendations or any idea?
Yeah, so Bobby, just to say, continue what I was saying last time.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have UA link, and they have people can use that for different architectures.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me that we know that it's based on Ethernet PHY,
Right.
so it just seems to me that for UA link, that's pretty much what we need to know. We don't really care about the protocol stuff, do we?
Um, I I think that is the part that I also wanted to bring it up in here is in the in the spec it says it's based on the 200G KR1 CR1,
Right.
and I don't quite understand, the because I couldn't obtain the IEEE spec for that. So I don't quite understand, like, is there any different type of 200G and different kind of KR, CR? Is
Yeah.
there
So that,
any limitations
well,
inside?
yeah. So my understanding, and I'm not an expert, but when they say KR, that uses the KP4 FEC, and then on top of that, depends on the amount of equalization they have. KR and CR are specifications to drive copper, for backplanes and various things.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to do with more about the equalization stuff that's involved, but the FEC is simply the KP4 FEC.
Got it. Got it.
That's my understanding of it anyway. So because it's optics, we don't need a lot of equalization, like they would for copper.
Mm-hmm.
But the important part for us is still the gain of the FEC.
Yes. And I think the fact is it's I don't know if the standard fact is it's the same things because um it mentioned a flip inside the spec, and I'm not exactly sure if the standard fact in the Ethernet is using flip to uh as part of the FEC.
Is using what? Which is I missed the word.
Flit. I think he's
Oh,
saying
Flip.
flit.
flit.
Oh,
Yeah.
so the flit is just the way that you package things up. That's separate than the FEC. The flit is the unit that contains, the payload plus, whatever they do for the FEC and other, control information. And then that's the thing that gets retransmitted if the CRC doesn't come back clean.
Hmm.
So again, like I say, from our point of view, I don't think we care about the flit. We care about the FEC. We don't care about the extra equalization used for copper. We're really looking at a physical layer thing. The only things that I think from the UA link side, whatever the protocol is that would concern us, is if there's no data, are there IDLs being transmitted, PCIe style or Ethernet style? Those are probably the more important things to be aware of.
Yeah, I'm just chime in here. First off, Bobby, I think it's great that you've initiated this and that, obviously getting access is gonna be key. Um, and so I think that's really extremely helpful. And especially to get a little bit more connection and alliance with the UA Link group. Um, Certainly, providing feedback from an optical point of view is going to be helpful for them as they define, further the specification. So getting sort of lockstep with that. And then I guess, yeah, to your point, Jeff, the devil's always going to be in the details, right? What are the nuances that need to get fed back into the spec? We saw that numerous times with PCI Express, with Ethernet, yeah, the PHY is based on Ethernet, but that's a very high level statement. Like I said, the devil's going to be in the details, especially as put in different optical aspects, everywhere from wavelength to reach to optical strength to all of the metrics that we're looking at. So I think that'll essentially help guide us in our direction, and then help them define, those differences that need to get hashed out over the next 6 to 9 months.
Well, I wonder if the right way to do this wouldn't be just to provide, because we've done this a couple of times, provide the list of questions we have with respect to, the physical layer, things that we know from experience in PCIe impact, the link decisions, and then make sure that gets, make sure that if we do invite UA Link, that they know what we're focused on, as opposed to, giving a thing about all of UA Link. I think in order to make progress, there's a couple key things we need to know. And in the UA Link presentations they've given at the 448 and at the IEEE and other ones, they haven't, I can tell you those are pretty high level presentations and they haven't gone into the details.
Yeah, I think, Jeff, I really like the idea about the question list, and so that would be one of the things that we can provide to UA Link and let them prepare before they come to join our discussions. So I will initiate a document for that, and I welcome everyone in this call, in this group, even people are not in this group who's interested in the optics for the UA Link. Please put your questions down to the list, and that would be extremely helpful.
Okay, great.
Yes, and so with that things, because I think to myself, I also have one of the questions that when I go through the spec, it's some of them could relate it to how we structure the paper. For example, it talking about the 1024 GPU connected together, but in the white paper, it also mentioned the cable length should be less than 4 meters, and it requires a round trip time lesser than 1 microsecond. It feels like 1 microsecond is a lot without limited the cable length at 4 meters. But I just certainly don't understand why the cable length has to be limited by 4 meters. And another thing is, if you're connecting 1024 device together, unless you're using something like a 600 kilowatts of per rack, which is NVIDIA proposed that's going to happen in next 3 years. I don't see how you can squeeze that amount of GPU into just a couple racks, right? For example, more realistic, like a NBL 72, you squeeze 72 of the 72 GPU into one rack, then you would still need about 12 racks to achieve 1024 accelerator scale. So 12 rack, it's hard to connect 12 rack by a 4 meter cable. So that's just like one simple questions that I hope that we can get answer from UA Link people. So if you have thinking of anything else, I hope you can let me know, or you can help typing it into the question list, and I'll open up with the open up a document for everyone to work on it.
Oh, so Bobby, with respect to that, there's another question that is, are we interested at all how different people would do it? And I'm thinking in particular of, how Google would approach it, because they use a different scheme. And I don't know if we would like our links to work, be able to work in that environment as well.
Can you say it more for more explain it? Can I don't quite get that.
Well, so Google, they build these in a torus kind of a network shape, and they, as I understand it, and I think they also use the they use an optical circuit switch as well.
Yes,
in,
right.
in connecting things together. I'm just saying they have a different approach on how they build things with their TPUs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know we're focused very much on, right now UA link
Yes.
and connecting up that way. But there are other people are approaching. There's a couple of different architectures people use to build these things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just asking. I'm not saying we should do it. I'm just saying keep in mind there are different architectures. Do we want to have maybe some non-UA link kinds of things we look at as well?
That is a very good question. So I will have to collect the interest to see if it is big enough that we should spend time on it, or for now, I think we should mainly focusing on the UA link, and if internally in the OCP that there will be enough interest that not just focusing on the UA link, then I think we can open up another study for different way to approach the network connection. Okay, so that is great. And I think one more thing, so I have it in my little handwriting agenda in here is I think since we're gonna working on this white paper, we will need to have a group of people as a reviewer. I'm thinking about maybe of the 5 people as uh, five people total as a reviewing the able to help review and the final edit for the white paper. So if you are interested to be one of the member, please let me know. And I hope that we can finalizing the list in a short time.
But when do you expect to have it published?
That's a good questions. I hope that we can come up with something, maybe not completely finalized version, but at least something that we can talk about in the OCP Global Summit. So that would be October, and so that's about 5 months from now.
And then, Bobby, one other question. There were a couple companies that when you started the effort were involved that aren't involved anymore. Should we reach out and see if they want to contribute to the white paper?
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, because I know this time slot is not ideal for a lot of people. So, maybe
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah, it's
not able
pretty
to join
early.
in.
It's
Yeah.
pretty early for the West Coast. We might want to think about a new one. And Bobby, I think what we should do is, let's put together a schedule and framework for the white paper. Obviously, we're going to need volunteers from the entire group. Everybody's going to have to pitch in because, it's kind of how these groups go. If you want to say in how the future um, gets defined, you have to put in the effort. So, but we definitely need all of the volunteers from this group to help with the white paper. But and we're, for this fall, I think it's going to be an aggressive timeline, right? So maybe let's figure out that schedule and where people can help. But I think what you're doing is appropriate. Hey, let's have a call to action. Let's get people excited and to provide content.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Ron. Right. So, if if you're interested to help contribute as a reviewer, just let me know, and Ron, we should draft the timeline as you said together, and and I will. And I think the key things is if you have any questions like to get answer from the UA Link committee, uh, just please put down into the files that I'm going to create and share. Put down the question list, and so we can submit it to UA Link and let them prepare the answers. Um, any other last minute stuff that people like to bring it up? Okay, so I don't have anything else. I think we can end a little bit early today. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, Bobby.
Bye.